So hi everybody, my name is Ashley Matthew, but Kong Kong knows me more as Matthew lah. So every time I go over to Kong Kong's house, I have to call myself Matthew, which is also another cousin's name, but he recognizes me more as Matthew. I say, I'm Matthew. They're like, oh, okay, I remember you already. I'm one of 8 grandchildren also. I'm the tallest grandchild. So yeah, so this block that we are gathering here tonight is where Kong Kong, Popo, my mom and all our relatives, we grew up in. Over the years, I'm sure we have seen and heard this place changing through the times. I'm sure many of the family members here can agree that the most recognizable sounds are some that I'm going to mention in this list. So number one is the sound of the Circle Line being built. As we were all growing up, there was like construction, always happening here. Every time we come for our meets, it's always like, wow, you must talk very loud. Then you hear like the hammers drilling and everything. Number two is the sound of the loud exhaust of the RSAF airplanes landing overhead. In fact, this was the place where I learned to overcome my fear of the airplanes, because when I was young, whenever I see airplane, I would come my ears like, oh, I'm very scared. Yeah, but ever since living here when I was very young, whenever I see the planes overhead, I'll get very excited, and I overcame my fear here. Number three, this one a bit obscure, but only those people who come here know, is the sound of the woman's lift, the sound of the woman's voice in the lift saying, story ain't going up. Yeah. Yeah. Beep, 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 story going up, going down. Yeah. However, if there's one sight and sound that will always stay with me, it will be the sound of Kong Kong laughing in his chair, that quiet, see a plane flying over. Yeah, it will be the sound of Kong Kong laughing in his chair, that very quiet, like, ha 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 ha, like, ho ho ho, that kind, a bit like Santa Claus laughing. But he'll look at you with those bright blue eyes and those bright pupils of his. Yeah, so as I was growing up, when I was a very young boy, my mother would drop me off here to be cared for by Kong Kong and Popo. While at those age, you don't really remember what's going on. I do remember sleeping in the bed that he currently slept in. And as we grew up, we gathered here monthly for family lunches and dinner, sitting in that very famous blue table in the kitchen. Everybody, the cousins here, all look forward to the endless supply of Coca-Cola in Kong Kong's fridge. You open it, it's just like a factory of Coca-Cola inside, as well as Yakult. Yeah. And every Chinese New Year, Kong Kong wore his trademark bright batik red shirt. And we always look forward to eating Popo's kueh lapis. He will stock up for us the keropok and the very, very, very popular bakwa. Yeah. So Kong Kong was a very strong man, so strong that it puts mere mortals like us to shame. Even at 91, Kong Kong could still resist a push of your body weight, like just doing this, going here and push. He could still resist that push from you. And those friends or family who were here would have seen a very, very, very buff photo of Kong Kong when he was very young. I have friends who say like, wow, even at this age, I'm not even that buff. Yeah. So Kong Kong used to get up early in the morning to do walks. He would take the children out to during their school breaks. And he was so strong that I think he could knock you out in one punch. So he was a swimmer, he did vertical runs and everything. And yeah, he was really, really, really very strong even up to 91 years old. So I'm sure many of us family members have very fond memories of Kong Kong, but I'd just like to share two very, very specific and very personal ones before I end off. So growing up here, one of my favorite sights of how Kong Kong would wave to us goodbye, similar to Clarissa, from the 8th floor to the bus stop opposite where my family used to take bus home. Yeah, we would see in the facade of this whole building this little tiny man in a green shirt waving to us goodbye, whether the MRT or the bus stop opposite. Yeah. Unfortunately, we won't be able to see this site again, but it will continue to live on as a memory. So my second and most recent memory is that of introducing my now girlfriend Haoya to him over a family lunch, over a family gathering, sorry. So during my NS years, Popo and Kong Kong will constantly ask me about when I would be getting a girlfriend. Sadly, Popo won't be around to witness or hear that from me. So during the family lunch, I brought her over to meet Kong Kong. So at 91, you kind of wonder whether he's still alert, awake, and knows what's going on around him, because he really looks like very frail and very weak and very dazed. Yeah. So I brought her to him, and I just told him, I just shouted in his ear 3 words: Kong Kong, girlfriend. So very suddenly, right, he raised his hands and he started to cheer. He started to just like do this, you know. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure he understood like what was going on and everything. Yeah. So but he did it very weakly, but it was as if like a burst of energy went into him upon hearing those words. So I'm glad Kong Kong had the opportunity to meet her and her to him before he left us. So 91 is a really long life, and seeing how the family has been raised is a very well-lived life. Kong Kong really has done an excellent job of raising his children as well as his grandchildren. So while we mourn and weep over such a tragic loss, we of course rejoice that Kong Kong is frolicking and having fellowship with our Lord Jesus Christ, pain-free, and having 2020 vision up there in heaven. Yeah, and a youthful young body again. And we also rejoice that Kong Kong has been reunited with Popo, but I'm pretty sure Popo will scold him for taking so long to come up. Yeah. So, Kong Kong, we miss you. We'll miss you every day. Thank you for being our grandfather. Now run like you never run before, swim like you never swam before, and please save us some Coca-Cola for us in heaven.